You're at the door, key in the lock, ready for a hug. But the moment your child sees you, the screaming starts. The babysitter looks at you confused and says, "I don't get it. They were an angel all day." It feels like a personal attack. It feels like they've been waiting for you to get home just to make your life difficult. But what you're witnessing is actually one of the most profound signs of a healthy child-parent relationship. In developmental psychology, this is known as after-school restraint collapse. Think of your child's emotional capacity like a physical battery. When they are away from you, at school, daycare, or even with a well-loved relative, they are in what we call high-alert independence. They are constantly scanning their environment for social cues, following complex instructions, and most importantly, masking their frustrations. They are using massive amounts of cognitive energy to keep their behavior in check because they don't yet feel a secure base with anyone else. Then you walk in. The moment they see your face, their brain receives a biological signal that the performance can end. You are their safe base. In attachment theory, the safe base is the person a child trusts so implicitly that they can finally afford to be vulnerable. That vulnerability doesn't look like a hug. It looks like a meltdown. They are finally safe enough to let out the 8 hours of sensory overload, the frustration of the toy that was taken away at noon, and the exhaustion of trying to be good. But there's more to it than just emotional release. There's a neurological shift happening. When a child is away from their primary caregiver, their body often stays in a mild state of physiological stress, keeping cortisol levels slightly elevated to stay sharp. When you reappear, their system tries to rapidly switch from that survival mode to connection mode. This transition is chemically jarring. The sudden drop in cortisol and the surge of oxytocin can actually feel overwhelming to a toddler's undeveloped nervous system. The crying is their way of leveling out the internal pressure. And for the youngest children, there's an additional layer happening, one rooted in a specific cognitive milestone called object permanence. Around 7 to 10 months, babies cross a developmental threshold. They begin to understand that you still exist even when you're not in the room. Before this, out of sight literally meant gone. After it, your absence becomes something they can feel. So when you walk back through that door, the cry you hear isn't just relief. It's the release of every minute of quiet anxiety your baby held while they waited for their world to come back. The missing piece has been restored, and now they're finally safe enough to feel how much they missed it. We also have to look at the concept of defensive detachment. If you've been gone all day, your child may have subconsciously protected themselves from the pain of your absence by tuning out their need for you. Seeing you forces them to suddenly face that void they were ignoring. So, how do you handle this without losing your mind? Experts suggest the low-energy reconnection. When you first walk in, avoid the high-pressure, "How was your day?" or "Give me a big hug." Instead, simply exist in their space. Sit on the floor, offer a snack, and let them come to you. You are essentially letting the dam break slowly rather than all at once. Now, and this is important, not every child responds to reunion the same way. What we've described so far is what's called a secure attachment pattern. The child feels safe enough with you to fall apart. But some children do the opposite. They seem unbothered when you leave, and when you return, they barely look up. No tears, no running to you, just nothing. It can feel like indifference, and parents sometimes read it as independence. But in many cases, it's actually a sign of avoidant attachment, where a child has learned, often unconsciously, to suppress their emotional needs to avoid the risk of rejection. They haven't stopped needing you, they've just stopped showing it. Knowing the difference matters, because a child who never melts down for you isn't necessarily more secure. They may just be working harder to hold it all in. If your child saves their worst behavior for you, it isn't a parenting failure. It's a badge of honor. It means you have successfully created an environment where they don't have to hide who they are.